Welcome back to the place where honesty survives the spotlight, dear Turkish series stars family. We're living through a season where worth is tallied in premieres, trending tags, and jam-packed calendars. But when the view from the peak feels eerily quiet, when your name is everywhere yet your living room sounds like a hotel lobby, what then? The entertainment world loves glitter, but it often forgets tenderness. Today's story does not ride the wave of scandal. It stands on the softer, riskier truth of asking for what the heart needs. Barış Baktaş, a leading man whose schedule barely knows what rest looks like, made an intimate request to his partner, the ever-composed and luminous Yağmur Yüksel. Headlines ran wild, calling it shocking, combing the moment for drama. But here at Turkish series stars, we read the temperature beneath the flame. What he did was not a command. It was a quiet vote for we over I, a plea to protect the fragile spaces where love breathes. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, switch on the notification bell so you never miss a heartbeat, and if you want deeper dives into the psychology of celebrity relationships, the join button is open for you. Your support fuels these conversations that actually matter. Word of the couple's private conversation reached the public with unusual speed, not because it was messy, but because it was brave. In a business that often rewards noise, the simplicity of Barış's vulnerability cut through. Sources close to the pair say it unfolded during one of those evenings when fatigue speaks the truth more easily than pride. They had been ricocheting between sets, fittings, press days, and meetings. The days blurred, the nights vanished. And then, as the story goes, he looked at her with all the earnestness fans know from his gentlest roles, and let the words land, he deeply loves her, and he had a single, human request, could they carve out more time to be together, just them, without scripts, without the ticking clock. Let's linger on the anatomy of that moment. He didn't accuse. He didn't point a finger at ambition or label her passion as a problem. He affirmed love first, then voiced a need as plain as daylight. More shared time. That is not insecurity. It's clarity. In an era where couples try to solve heartache through cryptic captions and distant smiles, he opted for eye contact. He chose the hallway where two people meet in the middle, not the cliff where ultimatums live. That choice tells us everything about the kind of future he wants with her. To appreciate the weight of it, consider context. Both are rising fast. Sets claim them for sunrise to midnight marathons. Flights blur continents. Projects pile up like unopened letters. They had drifted into that dangerous pattern many successful couples recognize: parallel lives under one roof, moving in perfect rhythm yet rarely in step. If success is a windstorm, their love was the flame inside the lantern, flickering from the force outside. Barış felt the chill first and named it before it turned into frost. Predictably, speculation machines revved up. Was it jealousy? Control? An attempt to slow down a woman whose star is blazing? Those who know him dismissed that narrative without hesitation. His closest circle paints a different picture: the instinct of a man who wants to guard the life they are building from the burn of overexposure. This is someone who, in past interviews, has candidly admitted that his great fear is sharing a home while drifting apart room by room. It sounded poetic once. Today, it reads as a promise to fight that drift. He's not asking Yağmur to dim. He's asking for both of them to stand in the glow together, not as strangers waving from opposite corners. Now, Turkish series stars family, let me ask you directly: have you ever sat beside the person you love and felt the distance of 1,000 miles pass between you, not because of conflict, but because routine stole the map? Is the price of constant achievement worth paying if it empties your evenings of laughter? Tell me in the comments. And as always, members who have tapped join get priority replies. Your stories bring this community to life. If his request took courage, her answer showed grace. There was no defensiveness, no armor clanging against the floor. She listened. She recognized the tenderness hidden in his tired voice and replied with a sincerity that took the edge off the moment. Those same insiders say her words carried the kind of calm that makes storms feel temporary. She admitted she felt the same pull, the same sense of time slipping like sand. She didn't hear a restriction on her dreams, she heard a plan to keep their center steady. Then came action, not theatrics. She began reshaping travel plans, canceling the extras that didn't matter, and protecting evenings that would otherwise be eaten by everything and nothing. This kind of self-examination is rare. It separates love that fades when work gets loud from love that evolves. It's the difference between winning a moment and winning a life. Since that conversation, the shifts in public view are small, inside their walls, the changes are seismic. Friends whisper about the new rules they've agreed on, practices, really, more tender than strict. The most meaningful one is about presence. They've carved out pockets of the day where phones are not invited. Dinner with eyes, not screens. Walks that belong only to their footsteps. Voices unbroken by the ding of the world trying to get in. They've remembered that intimacy often grows best when no one else is looking. Some watchers misread their recent quiet on social media as a split. That silence is not a void, it's a shelter. They're choosing to live the moment, not post it for proof. These two have always leaned toward discretion. They don't need to perform their affection on red carpets to make it real. That preference for privacy, however, comes with risk. Imagination fills any silence with noise. So let's set the record straight, this isn't about flaunting a relationship at events. It's about politeness toward the small hours, respect for simple rituals, and the bravery to say that coffee together on a sofa can matter more than the right photo op. The public reaction, once the truth filtered through the rumor fog, has been unexpectedly heartfelt. Fans watched clips of them at work and read old interviews with fresh eyes. Comment after comment applauded the maturity, the vulnerability, the sensible drama of choosing each other on purpose. Industry voices have noticed, too. In a field where romances are often treated like temporary storylines, there's respect for a couple willing to adjust schedules, not feelings. The idea that love is not a prize you win but a garden you tend seems to be landing with people who often forget that gardens die from neglect long before they die from storms. And what's next? The whisper is that a trip is coming, somewhere quiet, the kind of place that doesn't care about premieres or photo calls. A window of time, short but sacred, where they can be two people, not two brands. Don't expect posts, or if they share, expect only a hint. Their silence is doing the speaking. It's the sound of roots going deeper. It's the absence of a press release because the heart doesn't issue statements. They're using the calm to lay bricks in a future that won't crack from the vibration of success. Here at Turkish series stars, the story of Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel doesn't read like a twist, it reads like a lesson. Love is not passive. It has verbs. Ask. Listen. Adjust. The audacity to say I need more of you is not a weakness, it's stewardship. The answer I'm here is not submission, it's partnership. The speed of this world can make those sentences feel impossible, but maybe the most surprising rebellion left to us is to slow down long enough to mean them. We'll be watching the next steps of this pair, not with prying eyes, but with encouragement. Their example pulls the conversation away from who said what at which event and toward how couples can survive the machine without losing the melody. And to you listening now, what do you make of that soft request? Do you think more couples should risk the discomfort of naming the need before the distance becomes an address change? Talk to me in the comments. If this story nudged you to guard your own time better, to put your phone down at dinner, to ask for a walk instead of an excuse, then like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and consider joining our community by hitting join. Your presence helps us keep telling stories that protect what fame often forgets. In the end, fireworks fade. It's the steady glow that gets you home. So here's to the glow. Here's to the decision, quiet but radical, to set aside an hour that belongs to nobody but you and the person sitting next to you. Here's to two actors brave enough to play the hardest role of all, being themselves with each other when the world keeps shouting for more. And if a single sentence can hold a relationship steady against 1,000 demands, it might sound like this. I love you beyond the noise, make room for us. They are doing exactly that. And for once, the headlines can watch from the other side of the glass while something real takes its shape. From Turkish series stars to your home, thank you for letting us tell it like it is, and for believing that a small request, spoken gently, can be the beginning of everything that matters.